Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video, and we'll be talking about a newly shown item. This time it's from Revoltech, and it's Carnage. Super excited about this. I do really enjoy Revoltech. At one point, they were just about like my favorite line. I really enjoyed them. And, you know, as time has gone on, I've kind of gotten used to their design, so they're not super special anymore. However, I am still very much interested in what they produce. And, if you ask me, one figure that I could have from Revoltech, one Marvel character, which one would it be? It would be Carnage. I was very much hoping for Carnage, and as you can see, my dreams were answered here with a Carnage figure. Super excited about this. Carnage is my favorite like comic Marvel figure, so to get a Revoltech version of him is extremely exciting. I think that Revoltech is fantastic in their proportions and their articulation and their expressiveness in the details of the body sculpt and faces. So I really, Carnage really lends himself to being made into a Revoltech figure. He's very much perfect for it. They have two of them on display, one standing here like this, and then one posed with Venom. I'll show you the Venom one here in a second. But just going over the actual figure, I think it looks fantastic. As you can see, it's a completely new mold. His body is... None of it's just painted on like the Marvel Legends figure, of course. It is actually all sculpted on. He's got he looks like he's just a bunch of muscle, it's like he's muscle without skin, essentially, which looks very cool. And then he has the black kind of ooze that is kind of just dripping around it, all sculpted on there as well, which looks fantastic. He comes with a bunch of different crazy tentacle pieces, which I think are great. And the difference between his tentacle pieces and Venom's is that his are very sharp and thin and wiry and spindly, which I think looks very cool. And as you can see, some of them do have articulation. You have the one in here, at least, that has a ball joint down here. I'm sure that they'll all be at least ball jointed or on a swivel at the back, and then a couple of them will have ball joints in the middle section. So that looks very cool. That's going to be really fun, and it allows you to do a lot of different posing options as far as the tentacle pieces are concerned, because you can put as many as you want on them. The one thing that I think is an odd choice, but I don't necessarily dislike it, is the fact that on the back of his head, he does have like tentacle pieces kind of splitting out from the back of his head. Now, who knows? Maybe you'll be able to change that. He might come with multiple different top head pieces to change out the eye expression a bit. But I do think that it's strange that there's like tentacles spitting off the back of his head, because we typically don't see that to that degree, at least. But I do think that it looks very cool, and it will of course help if you have him in any motion poses. As you can see, he does come with one hand that's able to turn into a knife. Obviously, Carnage can create different objects and different kind of weapons with the tentacles for his hands. So he can do like axes and knives and things. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any more than that. But it's still very cool that he comes with that in general. I think that his hand looks very cool. It's pretty aggressive. Would have liked it to be even more aggressive, I have to say, like longer fingers opened, having the hand opened even wider. I think that would have been quite cool. I love the eyes, though. The eyes are huge. They look awesome. Showing him here with Venom that they have him posed with. This looks awesome. This is obviously recreating that very famous shot of Carnage and Venom. They just look fantastic together. You can see how wide you can get Carnage's mouth open, which I think is so cool. And this is just perfect. I mean, this is just like the best display you can possibly have. That's just that's the thing of beauty, I have to say. And as you can see his other hand there without the knife. So that looks freaking fantastic. I'm incredibly excited for this figure. I plan to purchase it at any price, essentially, which is nice because, again, like I said, I've been getting a little bit bored with Revoltech. I didn't even pre-order Magneto, and that should have been a slam dunk for me personally. So it is nice to see them doing a character that's really getting me excited and that I think really deserves the Revoltech treatment. Because although Magneto is a very cool character, he's a villain, which I love, he doesn't scream like he needs like a Revoltech figure, in my opinion, because most of his poses are going to be simply standing or floating gently. You don't need any like extreme poses. But with Carnage, of course, you totally need that. So I think this is fantastic. The other figure that I'm really hoping that they'll do eventually is Green Goblin. I think that he would be a perfect addition for this line. It would be cool if they just kind of focused on Spider-Man for a bit. I think that would have been pretty awesome. So I'm extremely excited for this figure. I do already have Spider-Man and Venom, so posing Carnage with them is going to be so much fun. Can't wait for this figure. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.